Baka Facebook, no?
Siguro. Marami nang Facebook. So, we are not
Hindi,
yet.
pwedeng YouTube naman kasi tatag mo naman siguro ako sa post. So,
Oo.
lalabas sa ano ko, sa
Oo.
timeline.
Yung live,
Mm.
Sige, hanapin.
Live show.
Live show with the Fangman. Sakto, taga Thailand. Oh, yun, nandito na. Kunin ko yung link.
Paano ba pa bingo? Andito na, sa letrang B.
Video link. Copy link. Send ko sa Zoom? Ano ba to? Makakapag-send ba ako ng chat?
Hindi, sa ano na lang, sa Facebook Messenger na lang. Kasi
Oh, shit.
yung nasa phone ko yung Zoom eh. So, pwede ako mag-work sa laptop, yun. Pwede ako mag-check sa laptop. Ayun!
Alright.
Mute ko nga to.
Shit. Send ko sa'yo. Ayan. Tingnan mo kung sakto siya. Yan na yung link ng live natin. Sa YouTube.
Na. Kapal na labi ko ah.
Ngayon na naman, Zen. Wala bang mirror sa inyo, Brad? Tapos share natin yung ano. Ayan. Share natin sa Facebook. Ayan. Live.
Ayun, na-share ko na ata. Yes. May YouTube din.
Live now with...
Sino nga?
Ayan. Alright. Actually, hindi ako masyado talaga nakakatingin sa ano, pero try kong tumingin sa mga nagre-react ng live. Hindi ako sanay eh. Hindi ako...
Wala kasi viewer.
Hindi ako sanay na may viewer ako eh. De, pero usually may lumalabas eh pag nagchat-chat. Dapat may lumalabas.
Oo.
Pero walang lumalabas.
Dapat nga ganun.
Sa Facebook, walang lumalabas pero sa YouTube meron. So hindi ko napapansin pagka Facebook. Anyway, we're live. Okay, intro ka na. Ready ka na ba sa alright?
Alright.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 44 of Schizo, the podcast. And I have a guest tonight, and I'm gonna make a short introduction. So, our guest tonight is a two-time XABL MVP, Rookie of the Year as well. And then, one-time champion ng 2K17 League ng aming barkada. And he's also a second placer in our Pokemon trading card game tournament.
Out of 4 participants.
I'm the first, by the way. And then number 2 trash talker behind Nash Chua. And my guest for tonight, without further ado, Marvin Fangre, aka Fangman. How are you doing?
Yeah, glad to be here. Sawadee Kap.
So, how's Thailand? How is it being engaged? And how's life treating you, basically?
Where do I start? I've been living here in Thailand for 2 years. It's been really good. Can barely even feel COVID here at the moment. Life looks normal. We haven't had a new case, at least here in Chiang Mai, for the past almost 3 months now. So I've been here in Thailand for almost 2 years. I met a local Thai girl, and she's just at work at the moment.
Okay.
She's a nurse, and that's why I have the ring, because she can't wear the ring during shifts.
Engagement ring, yeah?
Yep. Engagement ring. Probably the only ring I can buy.
All right. The audience probably don't know, but so you're a Filipino, because I mean in Thailand there's a lot of Chinese people as well. So you're full-blooded Chinese, right?
Yeah,
And so
I'm.
I guess the thing that
Mhm.
the audience doesn't know is since you're engaged with a Thai girl and you're basically a Chinese who lived in the Philippines, you are basically in a inter racial engagement.
Yeah. Who doesn't love interracial?
I have two questions for you. Did you watch a lot of interracial porn when you were a kid? And two, how is it being engaged with with someone who I don't know quite on it could be now you're having a hard time communicating with because English, even though
Mhm.
you can speak English and she can speak English, it's not your first language. Yours being Chinese and hers being Thai.
Yeah. Um, well, for the first question, I don't really, I don't really watch interracial porn.
All right, right, yeah.
Uh, it does feel nice to have. If this was interracial porn, I guess I'd be the BBC. uh, but yeah, for the language barrier, my fiance speaks good English.
Mm-hmm.
The I think the hard part is actually communicating with her family.
Mm.
So in her family, it's my fiance who speaks really good English, and the others have like hi, hello, goodbye.
Mm. So basic communication like in English. Mga thank
Yep.
you, ganyan.
Maybe not as deep as thank you. Just hi, hello,
Ah,
goodbye.
really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That must be tough. So how is it like when you were because I don't know the because here in the Philippines at least, you try to talk to the parents first before you ask the girl's hand in marriage. If
Mm-hmm.
that's the case in Thailand as well, how did it go when you went to the family to do that? Since like did you tell them things and then the girl has to translate what you said to them? Is that how it went?
Yeah, it's exactly how it went. So, before proposing to my fiance, I wanted to ask permission from her family.
Mm,
And in order for me to do that, I had to bring a Thai friend to their home.
mm.
And
Because you
it's
get
also
knocked up.
like they have this certain tradition where I need to bring a family member when I go to their home to pretty much ask her dad
Mm.
for her hand. And since I was just like alone in Thailand, and I couldn't bring my family, I actually, it's very funny because I had to bring my boss uh,
Okay.
to ask. And I think you should be able to see like a picture.
Ah, okay.
And so this is my boss on the right, and this is my dad-in-law, my mom-in-law.
Ah,
This is my fiance. This is me, and this is my friend who translated for us.
right. Okay.
And yeah, when it comes to this tradition, uh, usually you would need to have a dowry. Like offer like the things that you see on the TV. You need to offer like apart from cash, is you need to offer like a cow or a lamb, a goat.
That's still going on?
Um, yes, in their culture, yes.
Uh-huh.
So my fiance's family is not Thai. So in Thailand, there's a lot of like subcultures, like the Isan, the
Uh,
Karen.
uh,
Um, but for a family, they're called Hmong. It's spelled Hmong.
uh.
So for the Hmong culture, they still do this dowry. But of course, because Fangman is broke, Fangman was Fangman just told father-in-law that I don't have that much money, but I'll be sure to love and take care of your daughter,
The
which
BBC, huh?
he understood. Oh, it's gonna be a deep relationship for sure.
Hey, hey.
But yeah, I mean, I made a promise, and so far so good. There's a lot of
How
things
many years
about
has it been
like
like
marriage.
you being engaged with her? Oh, like how long has it been since you got engaged?
We've been engaged now for, let's see, 10 months.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we were planning to get married this year, but COVID happened, and my family couldn't visit, and my friends couldn't come to Thailand. So we would probably just do it next year, just
Ah,
so we could have like a bigger celebration.
okay.
Because until now, like the father-in-law, my in-laws still want to meet my family.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So but uh, her parents and your parents has not communicated yet.
No, and I hope this will not happen in the future.
Like even in Zoom. I mean, yeah, they haven't met each other in
uh,
person, but like even in Zoom, and then is there even an initiative like in your side or her side to like, oh,
mm,
how can I speak to your parents, something like that? Nothing like
they're
that
very
happened.
traditional, so it has to be in person.
Ah, right.
I'm not sure if they have like a ceremony for this,
Mm.
but it's very traditional. I mean, with the dowry and everything, and I'm not sure if you were able to see the Hmong clothes in the picture.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, I mean,
Traditional attire.
I could send you a copy of the picture,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, it's like this, very traditional, which is actually a good thing, because growing up in the city is you rarely like see
Mm.
like traditions like these that's still ongoing even until now.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, you've basically lived in the city for like all your life, I guess. So it's a different
Mhm.
kind of pace. I mean, you were in the U.S., right? Did you live in what, California? Is that it? No.
Yeah, I went to college in California for 4 years,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was still at the big city and very developed.
Yeah. All right. So, um, like you, if I ask you, I'm gonna ask you anyway. So, uh, of all the countries you've been, which
Hmm.
one would you prefer to be in, and which one do you think would be the best place for you to raise a family?
Hmm. I guess that has a lot of factors. Chiang Mai is very like laid back and chill.
Hmm.
Though I do want my kid to learn English a lot better. So the English here in Thailand is not as good as Philippines, for example.
Hmm.
Like where like a local citizen, a local Filipino would speak good English, like even with an accent, But in Thailand, I think their English is still like they're trying to catch up. They're hiring a lot of like foreigners to
Yeah.
teach,
Yeah.
but it's still not at the level of Philippines yet. I've been to Taipei last year,
Hmm.
and I love Taipei. It's like very clean, very peaceful, very developed, and the English there is excellent.
So
I
you
don't know
would
if
prefer
I don't know if I
Taipei?
want to settle down. Yeah, but maybe not to settle down. I really like want to be able to move to different countries, have
Mm-hmm.
my kids learn different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else? U.S. I guess would depend on the who the president is, but U.S. is
Ah,
still
yeah,
like
yeah.
a good place to be for sure.
Mm.
Depending on who is like leading the country.
Yeah.
Philippines is. I don't think I'm gonna go back to the land of COVID.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if not for COVID, you wouldn't prefer the Philippines at all.
Mm, again, it also depends on who is the president and how is he leading the country because it affects everyone, you know.
Uh huh.
So yeah, just a lot of factors.
On the outside looking in, how would you say President Duterte is is doing. Because of course, you still follow the Philippines
Uh-huh.
news. You have friends on Facebook who are Filipinos who probably posts things about our politics. So
Mm-hmm.
on the outside looking in, what do you think? How's it
Uh,
going in your mind?
I I cringe every time I see the Philippine news, especially comparing to Thailand, who's dealing with COVID really well.
Uh,
And whenever I see like Philippines, who's I don't know how many times you guys have been under MECQ,
yeah, yeah.
but it's I just cringe, and I see politicians stealing left and right. Recently, I saw Bong Revilla like suddenly pop up out of nowhere.
Uh,
I actually forgot that he won again as a senator.
yeah.
And throughout this COVID thing, he was nowhere to be found up until he's gaining sympathy of the people,
Uh,
because he became positive.
yeah, yeah,
So it's a total cringe. I like you barely see the guy during like the pandemic, but now he's asking for sympathy.
yeah,
And if he probably didn't test positive, the next time you'll hear from him would be like next elections.
yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah.
So I don't know if Philippines is a good country to be in right now, but
Probably not. Yeah,
I feel very lucky to be in Thailand.
yeah. Considering Thailand is a I mean
Third
there's
world
a
country
king,
as
right?
well.
No. Like there,
Oh,
it's kind of like a communist because it's a
mm,
correct me if I'm
I'm
wrong.
actually
Because
I'm
there's a
not
king,
familiar,
right?
but I know. Yeah, we have a king,
Uh huh.
and we have a queen, but we also have a prime minister.
Uh huh. But it's
So
all about. I mean, okay, it's
we call
monarchy
that,
because there's a king or
yeah,
a queen.
monarchy.
But in terms of the king gets any, I mean, he's the final decision. So it's kind of like a kind of a communist way of dealing with. It's unlike UK where the king and queen is just like a figurehead or like
Hmm.
someone who's waving hi hello to
Oh
the
yeah,
masses, but they're not actually the one who's running the country. They're just
right,
like
right.
figureheads or like a throwback to the past regime, something like that. But
Hmm.
in Thailand, the king and the queen, or like the king, is actually the one who's running things, and he's the one who has the absolute power. So kind of like a communism in a sense. I don't wanna throw shade to any of the Thai followers that you have, but like kinda right. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's very nice to see how much the local Thai citizens respect and listen to the king.
mm,
Um, Here, I mean, they're very strict about defamation and everything.
mm,
Like, no one really talks ill about the king. I think the king is doing a great job dealing with this,
uh,
especially in this pandemic. Yeah.
all right, yeah, yeah, fair enough. Would you say if Duterte gets everything that he wants, would we have the same thing? Probably not, right? Because it's just
I. Hmm. It looks like he's already getting what he wants.
yeah, but he's not unlike we don't have this defamation thing, but maybe we're starting to have that because of the anti terrorism bill, probably. But
Uh-huh.
given that Duterte does not have the same power compared to the king of Thailand, it's
True.
hard to give
True.
him a lot of power because of the shitty things that we're seeing. With the king of Thailand, you can't really like say anything because it works, right? So it's hard to complain
Hmm.
if there's actual results. Like what we're having right now,
Yeah.
it's just full of shit, and then so it's just easier to complain, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even it's not nothing personal. It's just like
Mm,
how do you see this person leading?
yeah, and it's not just Duterte, as you've said. It's like down to the roots. You can see Revilla, and then down to the mayors, and then it's
Hmm.
just yeah, every it's hard. Even the Phil Health, who is like, I mean, not to
I
get
was
into the
seeing
Philippines,
that. Uh-huh.
yeah, not to get into the Philippines politics, but yeah. So let's talk hoops, man. Because you
Oh,
and I were like the foundation of our friendship is basically out because of NBA basketball. We played a lot of 2K in our younger days, and so
GCF leagues.
yeah, yeah. Shout out if anyone from GCF is watching. Uh, yeah, but let's face it, we're in a different league. I'm like upper echelon player, and you're like bench warmer. But we it doesn't we still play. We're friends, and we play a lot of 2K. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's
Let's
where I'm
talk
better
about
at you.
2K first, right? So, because 2K is, I think 2K is just getting a little bit old. I'm not sure if we're just getting old, that we no longer care about playing games or playing 2K, or the quality is just not as good anymore. I guess it's not as intriguing, or maybe we don't have friends to play with anymore. Because I remember, we play until in the
Morning.
morning, yeah, until morning basically.
Yeah, for me,
Sleepovers.
it is the latter. Like even if I buy, even if I play 2K here, I don't have anyone to play with because Thailand is not. There's not a lot of ballers here in Thailand.
Oh yeah,
Soccer is their football is
their main.
their, I guess, national sport.
Ah,
I mean, apart from Muay Thai, but they watch football. They're big fans of football. In terms of basketball, even if I have like a 72-inch like TV playing 2K, I don't have anyone to play with. But if we get together again, I'm gonna be sure to beat your ass, and I'd love it. It's still something that I actually want to play again.
yeah,
It's been a long time, but if we get together, we'll play for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really fun. But we're getting older. We have we have girls to answer to, like especially you're engaged now, and yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
and one thing to talk about is the NBA. NBA is back. I mean, you don't feel the
Uh-huh.
COVID in your end, but I definitely feel it here in the Philippines. And then so I think the return of NBA is definitely
Mm-hmm.
is something to really be, I don't know, be happy about. I think it's also one thing that could lessen the amount of I don't
Tension.
know, the crimes in the US probably, because
Uh-huh.
basically they have nothing to do, and then you just, okay, let's just loot or whatever. But how do you think with this NBA thing? What do you think? Because there's no fans. Not a
Mm-hmm.
lot of not a lot of teams are back. It's only like only
Right.
those vying for playoff position. And so how do you think
Mm.
it's gonna pan out? Or do you have any comments about how it is with no fans and all that?
Yeah, so I used to watch NBA like every morning. I'd stream it on my phone or on my TV, watch multiple games.
Hmm.
But now with the Orlando like bubble games, I think they call it like bubble games.
Yeah.
When there's no fans, I don't know why, but I just feel less inclined, less excited
Uh,
to watch. Like even in the start, when Devin Booker hit this buzzer
Game
beater
winner. Yeah.
against the Clippers, and it was mostly like the fans like trying to punch his stomach,
Yeah.
but the hype wasn't there.
Uh,
The fans weren't there, and it wasn't as electrifying, I guess.
yeah. Crowd
And
reaction is
it
definitely important. Yeah.
it kind of felt like you were watching summer league. So I
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
watch summer league as well, and it felt very similar. And it's not just NBA. I mean, I do watch UFC as well,
Ah.
and UFC did start doing like they bought an island in Abu Dhabi,
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
and they
Fight
and
Island.
they
Yeah.
started live streaming their fights. But you don't hear the crowd. You can. you can even hear their coaches. It's very audible because it's just so quiet, and it takes away a little bit of like the genuine feel. But I guess this is the new norm. I can imagine myself maybe talking to my kid in the future and be like, way back then, and when we had fans watching like
Yeah.
sports live, this is, I don't know. I don't know what the new norm is going to be, but
Yeah.
basketball is still basketball. It's they're still the best in the world, and at the end of the day, it's still entertaining to watch.
Yeah. We'll get back to basketball, but since you mentioned UFC, I want to know your thoughts because I also do watch a little bit of UFC, but not a lot. I'm not a bandwagoner of some sort, but I do like the main events, like what do they call this? The the good fights, the one that's
Mm-hmm.
hyped. So when I see the fight, before there was a lot of crowd noise, and now, as you've said, it's very audible. You hear the punches, you hear the like groan of the
Coaches.
player, or like the fighter when they get hit, so like that. So I think for me personally, I feel like the no crowd. You hear
Mhm.
the sound of the punches. I think that's better for me. How say you?
I think the crowd still brings like a big factor. Like even before in UFC, they'd replay like the knockout punch, or especially if it's like a head kick,
Mm.
you still hear a snap. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. If it's in
now
Area.
it's like weird because even like so they're gonna have the main event, I think, this Sunday, Cormier versus Miocic.
Mm.
And sometimes when they fight, the commentators, Joe Rogan, would say like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I think the fighter heard me," because you know how Joe Rogan would
yeah.
analyze
The
live during
fight.
the
Yeah,
fight, and he'd be like, "Oh, I think they heard me," and then they would start doing the things that Joe Rogan was talking about. It does
uh,
happen, and
yeah,
the fighters would hear the other corners coaches.
yeah.
It brings a different
Feel.
different feel from before, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. To go back to hoops, who do you think is the? I mean, who are you rooting for, and who do you think will win eventually? Who's
I'm a
gonna?
big Zion fan. Um,
Yeah, but they're not gonna make it, right?
no, they already like they lost their playoff spot. They have no chance already. Just because they're babysitting Zion too much. It's like a snowflake right now.
Hmm. But he's too
We There was a lot of
overweight.
hype with
I see when he
Zion.
plays, he doesn't really play defense, right?
There's something weird about him. Yeah, I
I
admit
think
it's totally different from college.
I think here's what I think. He just goes for the crowd reaction, so he wants to do the highlight
Mhm.
plays, just like you. When you were playing, you want to do highlight plays, although you don't get a lot. So you want to do the
Uh huh.
highlight plays. He wants to get the steal and then the fast break. And so I guess when there's no crowd, it's just hard to push him to be the next level. The stats are good, stats are
Mhm.
good. Shooting percentage is really good because he always
Uh huh.
dunks, but there's no defense. There's no accountability, or like there's no
Yeah.
will to really win. Just a highlight play. I like Ja
Oh
in that
yeah.
regard because he's like they're on a playoff hunt right now. They're like in the eighth seed, although Blazers is on their heels. But
Mhm.
Ja is just he's an animal. He he
Yeah.
looks like he wants to really kill the defenders, and he trash talks a lot. Unlike Zion,
Yep.
he's quiet. Ja he trash talks.
Ja is he has a Mamba mentality. He has this fierceness in
Mm.
him. And like even before he was drafted, he was already compared to like a Russell Westbrook
Yeah, because of the
in terms of
energy.
athleticism, in terms of his mentality.
Mm.
So before I was a big Zion fan, I was really into Giannis, the Greek freak.
Mm.
Uh, but the two favorites that I have right now is, of course, Giannis, Milwaukee, and Toronto. I think Toronto is going to surprise everyone in the playoffs. doing really good.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is actually, are they still undefeated in the bubble games? I
Yeah.
think they've like what 6-0 now.
Yeah. Yeah. They're undefeated. Yeah. Yeah. But it's they're like 2 games behind Grizzlies. So it's either then there's like 3 more games left, or actually 2 games because they're 6-0, and there's only 8 games for the bubble.
Right.
So Phoenix will, unless Grizzlies and Blazers lose all their remaining games, then I don't think Phoenix will have a chance. But I do agree with you that Toronto. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, okay, I want the Lakers to win because I'm a big Anthony Davis fan. I like AD. Uh, I'm a Lakers hater actually. I don't like the Lakers, but since
Uh-huh.
AD is there, I am rooting for them. But if I'm not gonna be biased, I think Toronto has a good chance, definitely with the bubble, because one of the things that hinders Toronto, I think, is their location. It's really far for like away and
Mm.
for the away games, and then it's really cold in Toronto, and
Mm-hmm.
so if they're just in the same place every time, and then all their athletic wings, which is very good for like if you have a lot of rest, then
Mm-hmm.
I think they can really surprise. It could be Boston, but they're just struggling right now. I think
I
the
don't think.
Toronto has
Bos-
more balance in
Hmm.
terms of their lineup because they have a lot of athletic wings. They have a good point guard in Lowry, and then Marc Gasol and
Mm-hmm.
what they call this Ibaka is always gonna man the paint. So yeah, I agree. They could be the surprise team. I don't believe in
Yeah.
Giannis. I like Giannis in the in the regular games, but
Uh-huh.
postseason, that 3-pointer is not gonna fall.
Mm. Yeah. Toronto can stop Giannis, and they've proven that already last year.
Out west,
So,
who do you got? Who do you got out west? Because you mentioned two
man.
Eastern Conference teams.
Uh-huh. Out west,
Uh
man, I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe
Clippers? No,
Clippers.
yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people are saying Clippers. Yeah.
Maybe Clippers have the best chance. I'm just not like a big Clippers fan, or I'm not a big YG 13 fan. Was it Ig 13?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of trash talk with him and Lillard going
Dame.
on, so
Yeah.
that keeps
Yeah.
it interesting. Um, Maybe Denver. Michael Porter Jr. is resurging after
Oh yeah. Oh
in the
yeah.
bubble games. He's been doing really well. I think his injuries behind him,
Yeah.
and for someone who was projected to be number one, like now is the time for him to unleash his potential. And
Yeah. Show the world.
ball is nice, curly.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobo is weird, but will he get valuable minutes in the playoffs? It's yet
I
to be
doubt.
seen. But
Nah.
MPJ is a lot of it's a matchup problem to a lot of teams. 6'10", can
Mm-hmm.
handle the ball, can shoot the three, and very agile. So he could be a problem for who
Yeah.
they're probably gonna face the Clippers in the second round, because I'm sure they're gonna get over the, unless it's the Rockets who they face, because they don't have a lot of inside presence that can stop
Mm-hmm.
Harden or Westbrook. So that could be tough. I'm actually
Houston's going to be strong.
yeah.
Did they have any injuries? Because I know
Eric
there's just a
Gordon.
lot of teams injured. Oh,
Eric Gordon
okay,
is out.
that's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
Daniel House is doing well.
didn't I think Austin Rivers blew up
Oh yeah, 41
last
points.
game?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Career high 41.
What's the name of your dog, by the way?
Oh, yeah. This is yogurt. So
Yeah.
she's. Are you a palm?
Mix ba yan?
He.
Ganda.
Yeah, it's like
It's
mixed.
a he. Why does it have a
Chihuahua.
pink? Why does it
It's a
have
she.
a
It's a she.
a she? All right, right, right.
So I have two female dogs. The other
Hey,
one
hey,
is very
hey,
big. I
hey.
wouldn't be able to
Uh,
get her on the table.
uh, all
But
right.
yeah, yogurt is very affectionate,
Yeah.
very naughty girl.
All right. Who's I know you love dogs. I still remember Peepie from way
Mm-hmm.
back. But who chose the dogs? Is it you or the
So technically, this is my fiance's
dog?
dog, but we love them the same. And I do have what we call a soy dog.
Uh.
So soy in Thailand means street,
Right, right.
right? So let me go. Why don't I just show you? So this is my soy dog. Her name
Uh,
is Boba. So I
uh.
have boba and yogurt. Could maybe they could get featured in your beverage blog? Because
Yeah.
I love boba. So boba is a term for like the pearls,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Zagu pearls in US, and you know, and
I don't think
when I got
Zagu
here,
is boba. It's cheaper kind.
I yeah, Philippine quality, but boba, you want to play?
Mm.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, for a soy dog, she's very smart. She knows how to play. She knows how to listen to tricks, commands, and yeah, it's
what's the dominant what do you call this breed of soy?
oh, I to be honest, I don't really
Probably
know
Dachshund, right?
what this is. Maybe Labrador the most, because you see like the color of the eyebrows.
That's
There's marks
Dachshund.
on. No, dachshunds are the sausage dog, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, with boba, I picked boba out of like maybe 5 or 6 like
Soy dogs.
puppies.
Uh-huh.
But I picked boba because she had the shortest legs.
Right.
She looks
Yeah.
like a dachshund, but I think this is an anomaly.
Mm.
So I
Maybe a
think she
combination.
looked really cute because she has no, I don't know. I don't even think it's polio because it's all her legs.
So it's not really a soy dog. You got her from the shelter. So it's a rescue.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we
Ah.
got her actually. We didn't have to. We did pay to get boba.
Yeah.
She was given to us, but we had a choice between like 5 different puppies, and she was the one who had the shortest legs, and that sold me. I was like, yeah, I want this.
By the way, someone said hi in the chat. Weeb. Hi, Weeb. Is that one of your followers?
Who is Weeb?
I don't know. But hey, how are you doing, Weeb?
Ah,
Yeah, someone said hi. And I'm not really good at looking at my comments. But
Sam
yeah.
is
I'd
Sam is
love to
also
have yeah.
is on Facebook.
Yeah.
He was like, ball, yay.
Si Emuel. King of walkouts to go to the movies. Yung kalakasan
Man.
ni Emuel. Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know. No one looks
disclose.
as handsome playing basketball as Amwell. That's what I remember.
Who, me?
Nah, Amwell.
Right. Yeah. Emuel. Macho pa. Man. Yeah. Anyway, so that's all I'd like to talk about actually. It's nice to catch up with you, man. And I guess I won't
for
be
sure, for
seeing
sure.
you. And by the way, you mentioned that you invited friends to your wedding. I did not get an invitation. Just
There was no wedding. There is no wedding yet.
Yeah. You said
definitely
you were
send an invite.
inviting. You said you were inviting. Just
No, I
to-
said we were planning to have the wedding
right.
this year, but
Okay.
to be honest, COVID is just an excuse. Just Fangman is broke, you know that.
what
But thank you.
I heard from Jade you were doing big things though, right? You were like
Really?
Something to do about math. I don't know.
Well, I used to work. So I'm able to stay here in Thailand, and my work is fully remote. So last year I was, doing business development and operations for a financial firm in the cryptocurrency industry.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you look at crypto now, but
it's down.
nah, it's way up.
Wait,
It's
really?
way up. Yeah.
Oh, because
Like in the past
because
month,
everything's
I
online.
think in the past month, like Bitcoin rose from, let me see. So back in March, it was like at 4,800 for one Bitcoin. And
Uh-huh.
if you look at it now, it's nearly like 12,000
Ah, because I
during
used to.
during the pandemic. It's weird.
I used to look at cryptocurrencies as well. Because
Uh-huh.
you know him, Jet Rai. He was into Bitcoin, and he's the one who like influenced me to do
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin. But I did not really last when it comes to that.
That's what she said. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I know a little bit about it. And actually, when the time that I sold mine,
Mm-hmm.
it was also around like 9,000, and then there was a
All right.
surge. It went to around like 32,000. So I was like, there was a lot of regrets, and then it went down to like 5,000. And so
Uh-huh.
it's very, what do you call this? It's unstable. It's very unstable.
It's very volatile.
Yeah.
But that's also the reason why a lot of people want to get in, right? They want to make like quick money. But
Yeah.
now is the best. Not really the best, but now is a good time to sell.
Yeah, because
But it's very unpredictable. But yeah, that was last year. I still don't advise going into crypto just because it's of how unstable it is and the volatility of the prices. So now I'm currently working for a SaaS company. It's Australian based, and so SaaS is a software as a service, kind of like Spotify, where you people would it's a monthly subscription
Oh,
for
for
people.
music.
And no, I mean that's just an example of a SaaS. But
Oh,
right now, I think our app is in logistics
all right.
industry.
Okay.
Um, and it has a lot of potential, and it's very
Yeah, it's
exciting
perfect
thing.
for Thailand because it's like a hub for a lot of people from like who wants to do business in Asia. So
Yep.
we have yeah.
I mean, it's Australia-based company, but in Thailand, you see a lot of digital nomads. So
Mm.
Chiang Mai is actually the second, like number two digital nomad destination in the world.
All right. That I did not know.
And
All right. What's number
that's,
one? Behind India?
wait, top digital, let me see. It's not even India.
Philippines?
Nah, it's Bali.
Indonesia? Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh, Chiang Mai is actually right now at number four.
Ah.
So, I mean, these destinations, they just, take into account like the cost of living, the
Yeah.
speed of the internet. Of course, if you're a nomad, you have to have like really fast internet.
Mm.
So here in Chiang Mai, here in my place, I pay like 1,200 pesos per month. It's the lowest plan they have. And if I do a speed test right now, it'll show you 200 Mbps download and 200 Mbps upload.
Isn't digital like if you want to go for a digital nomad kind of life, you some people would like to take in consideration like the place that they're gonna go to, like Bali. They're the number one because of the lifestyle. You can do surfing. What does Chiang Mai has to offer when it comes to that? Because I'm not really well versed in Chiang Mai. I know Bangkok, Bangkok. I know that.
Bangkok is very similar to Manila. It's very dense, very populated. There's a lot of traffic. It's very hot. Chiang Mai is very different. I guess it's comparable to Cebu.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's very laid back. There's not a lot of high rise buildings here. Chiang Mai is known to have a more laid back atmosphere. The weather
Beaches?
here is good. Not a lot of beaches in Chiang Mai just because it's in the middle of like a lot of land.
Ah.
Um, so in Thailand, if you want to go to a beach, you'd have to like take a plane to a different island
Ah.
outside Chiang Mai. But Chiang Mai's cost of living is very low.
Ah,
You
okay.
could get like a big studio room here for 7,500 pesos a month.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Cheap.
and it's like developed, it's a modern space, very big. Internet is provided for free in, such like condos.
Mm.
Internet is fun. Safety is very, very good here in Chiang Mai. You notice like the houses here actually have a low fence. We don't use barbed wires. We don't use broken glass on our walls. You can
And no
easily jump,
COVID.
and no COVID, definitely. One of the best things. Yeah. So weather, developed city,
How
fast
about
internet,
how about a
low
place
cost
to
of
like
living. That's it.
relax? Like, is there nature? Like, if you want to go for a vacation around Chiang Mai, is there anything?
Oh yeah. So Chiang Mai doesn't have beaches,
But you
but
have
we do have a
mountains.
lot of mountains.
Ah, all right.
So, like just last week, my fiance and I went on a short trip to. It's called Moncham,
Okay.
um, and we were on the mountaintop. We stayed in a small hotel, and they offered shabu shabu, and we
Uh-huh.
had like a balcony overlooking like the mountains. We pretty much we were in the clouds, and eating shabu shabu in your balcony on the clouds was like heaven.
All right.
Amazing.
So kind of like Baguio, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. All
kind of
right.
like
Fair
Baguio,
enough.
but a lot colder. A lot colder for
Temperature.
sure.
Is it hot? Cause you it looks like you you look a little
You
darker
like
there,
my
friend.
tan?
Your thigh tan.
Uh, I guess it's very similar to Philippines, but a little bit more extreme. So in summer, it does get to, and like we got into like 40 degrees Celsius this
Wow.
summer,
Okay.
but at night it does get colder than than Philippines and Manila for
All right.
sure.
All right.
But weather is stable. There's right now is the rainy season, but it's not as bad as Philippines where it rains for days. Here
Mm.
you get rain like a couple of hours, then it's finished.
Okay.
And tomorrow is the same thing. You get rain again for a couple of hours, and that's it.
All right. Fair enough.
It's not a lot of flood. That's
Traffic? No. Yeah, because Bangkok is very
traffic is
traffic.
yeah, but Chiang Mai is very. We have very very big roads. There's not a lot of cars.
A lot of people use
So
bikes,
no, a lot of
motorbikes.
people use motorbikes. Yeah. So if I were like, so my wife goes to work. It takes her about 20 minutes to go to the hospital to
Mm.
go to work. And during rush hour, this 20-minute trip would become, I would say, 30 to 35.
All right.
That's heavy traffic for us.
Okay. Yeah. That's
It's
good.
really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really
You save a
good.
lot of time. Yeah. Cool. All right. That's 50 minutes. Thank you, Marv.
Uh,
Thank you, Fangman.
all right.
All right. Yeah, but that was
A
fun,
lot of
man.
inside
It's,
jokes.
it's it's really nice to catch up, and I hope a lot of the viewers also, learned a little bit about Chiang Mai and your situation.
Mhm.
If any of the viewers were actually concerned of how you were doing, then there you go, guys. Marvin is seems to be doing pretty okay.
Life's normal here. I could go out right now, go to a bar, have a drink. It's amazing, amazing.
Yeah, and you don't have to wear masks.
It's
You still have to.
encouraged. I mean, the
Okay.
people here are disciplined, so they do wear masks, but not in bars, not in, they just wear it to get in. But once they're inside, they take it out,
Hey,
and people
hey.
have fun.
Okay. To get in, all right. Gotcha. Yeah. So there you go. That's episode 44 with Fangman. Quite a lot of good things mentioned, and his resume is amazing. If you're a basketball fan, There you go. We're talking to one of the greats in XABL history.
All right.
And
Division 3. Yeah, Division 1 is like, the Chris Tiu level. I was like the Div 3, but
mosquito level. Yeah, got you.
yeah. The
Yeah,
juniors level.
I think a lot of people saw the highlights anyway. So.
Check it out on the link below. Post my highlight videos. That was like 11 years ago or 9 years ago.
I got that idea, and then I saw you posted the highlights. I was like, this is a good one.
I look very stupid when I
It's a
did
total
that 9 years
coincidence,
ago.
by the way. I was already thinking about introducing you as the XABL MVP, and then you posted it.
That's nice. It shows up in my memories once a year.
Are you gonna tell that to your kid eventually? You're gonna be like, oh hey, your dad,
Yeah, for
XABL
sure.
champ. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, how many guys like ballers in the Philippines could actually show footage of them playing when they were young? I mean, I look really stupid 9 years ago when I created the video, but now that I'm a lot older, it's nice to see, right? It's nice to see yourself playing when you were young, for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to look back once in a while. Yeah.
Highlight of my life.
I agree. It did look stupid when you shared it like 9 years ago. I totally agree. But yeah, I mean, looking back, it's really nice. All those fun times. If only we could record like every day of our lives. I don't know, GCF, if maybe I should ask Paps, because he always record his games.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I'll ask if he has any footage of me kicking their asses. Then 3-time GCF MVP, not champion, by the way. And then I retired because that's what MJ did. Not to brag about that. But anyway, thank you, Marv. That's episode 44. Guys who watched, and me and Marv do this live show. Thank you very much. Wherever you are, Philippines, US, Thailand, because I have that much coverage when it comes to followers. Yeah, I really appreciate the time, Marv. I appreciate the time in your very laid back schedule. Appreciate that, and say hi to the wife. And also, if you do get wed by next year, I'd love to have an invite. I'm not gonna promise.
For sure.
I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna be there. It's just nice to be invited,
All right.
Well,